I accidentally punched a woman. She told everyone that I intentionally hit her and that I'm abusive to my wife. Last week, I attended a small get-together with my wife at a friend's house. He had invited this girl named Susan and she brought her brother Dave, who none of us knew. Dave was being really weird to my wife from the start. Half of the time we were there, he was staring at my wife's breasts and butt. He even tried to touch her whenever she was alone. She's not really big on confrontation, so she didn't say anything to him, but asked me to hold her hand the entire time because he was making her uncomfortable. I suggested leaving if she wanted to, but she insisted on not letting a creep sabotage her evening. This was a bad decision on our part. We should have left earlier. In the middle of the party, I got a work call and I was reluctant to take it, but my wife assured me she would be fine with her friend, Lisa. I was gone for only 5 minutes, but that was plenty of time for Dave to make a move on my wife. I saw him talking to both the girls and they both looked very uncomfortable. Apparently he'd been trying to convince them to get inside the pool naked. When I confronted him, things escalated. He told me, "Your wife was begging for my pee-pee before you rudely interrupted us." When I shoved him away and told him to leave her alone, he went to punch me. This led to a fist fight. It was all adrenaline, fists, and punches. This is where the screw-up happens. I raised my hand to punch him, gained enough momentum that it'd have knocked his teeth out, and all of a sudden, his sister Susan came in front of him trying to shield him. Lo and behold, my first hit her in the face. I apologized, I profusely apologized and even offered to take her to the hospital. I've never raised my hands on a woman and I never will. This was a screw-up and I was very ashamed of myself. Susan didn't accept my offer and nor my apologies. Dave took her to the hospital. The next day, Susan put up a story on Instagram about how I hit her, with a photo of her injury and her face. The story they're going with is that my wife and Lisa were flirting with Dave, and when I found out, I hit Susan out of anger. Which is dumb. Why would I hit Susan and not Dave? Now I've been getting threatening messages on my social media accounts. Someone even found my LinkedIn profile and messaged my company asking why they hired woman abusers. Lisa and my wife have tried to diminish this disaster by posting the correct version of this story, but it looks like people have made up their minds that I'm an abusive a-hole. Some have even messaged my wife asking her to divorce me or if I abuse her too, or why is she supporting someone who hits women. She's even getting calls from unknown numbers asking her to dump me, and when she told them that I wasn't abusive, they called her a liar and an enabler. She had to change her number. I contacted Susan through my lawyer and said that we're gonna sue for defamation and slander. I told her I'm ready to settle this in court and that other people present at the party are ready to testify against her. Dave and her are now begging us to forgive them as they're very poor. Both have been unemployed for 3 years, and they're even ready to post on social media that they lied. Even if Susan admits that she and her brother made this all up, people will believe that being the abusive a-hole that I am, I forced or blackmailed her into doing that. Because of this, my wife thinks that we should definitely sue them. However, Lisa thinks that a court case will really F them over and destroy their lives. I kinda agree with both of them, but more so my wife, since Dave and Susan didn't care about how being wrongfully labeled a woman abuser would ruin my life. Should I sue? Edit. When my lawyer contacted Susan over email, she spilled all the beans and admitted to having made up this lie along with her brother. She also confessed that she made this all up because her brother was embarrassed he got beat up in a fight and they decided to use her injury against me.